So it's really my pleasure to be here today. And then the reason I wanted to do this dish is because I wanted to show you the recipe from my city and then some food from my hometown. So my city is called Xinjiang. Xinjiang cuisine reflects the cooking style of many ethnic groups of Xinjiang region. And then my city is actually located in northwest of China. And then it's also border of Mongolia, Russia, Pakistan, Tajikistan. So the food is actually really mixed with all these kind of different culture. And so some of signature ingredients such as cumin, raisin, and then dates. And then we are going to mix with other South Chinese cuisine such as rice wine vinegar, soy sauce, garlic, and ginger. So the food will be very interesting. So let's start to make our hot health recipe.
Perfect.
Awesome.
So this is going to be really good. And this is perfect for, I think, Chinese New Year's. I think it's next week.
That's
if
right.
I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
19th, we've been told.
Told, there you go.
February
19th, yeah,
19th,
February 19th.
Chinese New Year.
So you're going to have to make this. And this is, again, lots of flavor. Lakai introduced me to a couple new ingredients, which I think are fantastic and really add a lot of character to a dish. So we're going to use some of them here. We'll give you some substitutions as well, just in case you can't find them. So yeah, let's get started. So we're using fish. Now, typically this dish, what sort of meats would you use with this dish?
I usually use fish, or instead of fish, we can use any meat you want, any pork. So traditionally, we use lamb, like all the time, but you can, like any meat you want, beef, pork.
So this
lamb,
will work
yeah.
with a lot of different. So we chose fish today for heart
For
health.
For
health,
heart health
yeah.
reasons, to try to get some extra omega-3 fatty acids into our diet.
And what we chose here, so you can use, I mean, a nice salmon, trout. Again, you know, like Christian said, a fatty fish. One of my favorites is steelhead trout. So that's what we're using today. Steelhead trout is almost like a nice mix between trout and salmon. It's from the East Coast, from Newfoundland. Really flavorful. It tastes almost identical to salmon. So if you like salmon, give this guy a try. And you're starting to see it a lot more at the grocery stores, and most fishmongers should carry it as well. It's a great fish to use. So we're going to use a marinade of Lakai. Why don't you tell me what we're using here?
So this is minced garlic, just like a half tablespoon.
Again, use as much as you want. Lakai loves garlic.
Love
so
garlic,
put
yeah.
a lot of garlic.
And then ginger, so half tablespoon as well.
Beautiful. Big flavors here.
And then my favorite ingredients, cumin.
Cumin.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
And then add our soy sauce.
Soy sauce. So you can use like
Half
a light
teaspoon.
sodium soy sauce.
And then that's one is rice wine vinegar.
Rice wine vinegar.
Yep.
And that's it. So
Just
mix it up, and it's beautiful. Love it. So that's it. Little marinade. Let this sit for like
15, 20 minutes.
15, 20 minutes. And then we're gonna make the rest of the dish. And what I love about this dish too is this is a one pot dish.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Let's clean up.
let's clean up.
Awesome.
Bonus. So I'll leave this here for a second. Oh yeah, thank you. Take that.
Sure.
We're gonna start off. Depends on how much you make. For the recipe, we use 1 cup of brown rice, and that's good for about 4 people. So if you figure, you know, about a 1/4 cup per person per serving. So if it's just a romantic evening of the 2 of you, then you know you can cut this recipe in half. If I'm by myself and I'm hungry, then I'm probably gonna keep the 4. So it's up to you. So 1 cup brown rice that goes in.
We're doing brown rice, of course, to get some extra fiber, which can help from a heart health point of view and a weight management standpoint.
Absolutely. So for whatever measurement of brown rice, you can put about 2 parts of water in there as well. So we're going. Sorry, did I say 2 parts?
Yeah.
I meant 1 part. 1 part. So 1 cup. You can put 1 cup, and then I just put just a little bit more, because brown rice does tend to take a little bit longer to cook.
So you're putting maybe an extra 1/4
About
cup?
a 1/4 cup.
Okay.
Yeah. And then to this,
And then we have a dates. Actually, this is from a city, so the dates is much like quite different, and it's really big, and it's kind of this dry dates, but it's really soft, so you kind of can just break up.
It looks like a little crab apple.
Just
I'll
like
show
a,
you. Yeah, I have the package.
When you pull it open, it looks like sponge candy inside.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting
Just broke up on your
sort of
hand.
date. You can pass these. You can pass the package around. So that's gonna go in with the rice, and
Pinch of salt.
pinch of salt.
Yeah.
That's it. Really, really easy. So that's gonna go onto your stovetop. Bring it up to a boil. Reduce once it starts to boil. Reduce it to low. Put a lid on top, and just let it cook. This is brown jasmine rice. This takes about 40 minutes to cook, but every grain of rice is going to take a different time. So if it's even brown basmati rice, that takes even less time. So just follow the package, whatever the instructions are, and cook it till it's almost done. So you have about like 10 minutes left of cooking time. So when it's almost cooked, you'll see the rice, it's pretty soft. There's still a little bit of liquid in there. And this is going to be enough liquid to cook the rest of our ingredients. So we're adding,
Some raisins.
so these are green raisins, but there's also raisins from where you're from.
Yeah, so some raisin from my city is actually quite big. Like everything is big in my city. And it's sweeter. And also there's yeah, he's going to show us the reason, and it's really big. Yeah, actually, there's eatable seeds instead of the center. So because of the seeds, it can bring more, like sweeter flavor into this dish.
Do these have a special name? Or they're just called raisins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can, if you can find in the, Chinatown or TNT or just buy regular
Just
raisin.
get these golden raisins?
Yeah, yeah.
Great.
That would be cool.
So then add any vegetable. Lakai likes broccoli, and I like rapini, and Christy likes what's in between. So this is broccolini. Yeah,
Everybody wins.
everybody wins.
So basically, you just want a vegetable that you can layer across to create almost a net, right?
Exactly. So if you can see what I'm doing here, and you can do this with green beans, you can do this with bok choy, you can do this with
Carrots.
carrots. That's what you use is
Yeah.
carrots.
So traditionally, we use the carrot a lot, so that we can bring more, like sweeter flavor as well. So instead of carrot, we use the dates at the beginning. So we definitely just use the regular vegetable. Any green vegetable will work.
So Jeremy's created this bed where it's almost like a steamer inside the pot.
And then that's where the fish goes. So fish is gonna go right on top of the greens. And make sure to pour all that extra marinade even around the greens there. Lots of ginger, garlic. Don't waste any of it. And if you haven't seasoned the greens, you can add just a little pinch of salt. And this is where I would add just a teaspoon of olive oil, just so that you season the greens up. And so that, the lid goes back on top, back onto medium-low heat for the last 10 minutes. So then the rice is cooked, the greens are nice and blanched, but they still have a nice crispiness to it, and then the salmon's cooked as well. And so we did a big batch here. And we'll show you. So the fish is steamed, and I'll pick some out, put it on a plate. And everything should be cooked. So we have a beautiful piece of fish here, that marinade.
It smells incredible.
This is a big batch, but you can see the greens have blanched, really, really nice. Super flavorful. Make sure we get down to that rice. I'm using tongs, probably not the best tool, but it'll work.
A beautiful, balanced meal.
Exactly, all in one dish.
It's so healthy.